Do you know what the best way to get people be able to get out of the encampments, get out of homeless? Get an application and drop it off one of these companies and start working.
I've heard the Premier say get a job. We have people who are working full-time minimum wage jobs, and there is 0 places in this province, stats show, that you can find a place to live within 30% of your income.
This might be controversial, but the way that some of y'all hate homeless people is actually insane.
People unironically believe that giving free housing to people who suffer from addictions and homelessness is suddenly going to fix addictions and homelessness blow my mind.
So today I've got 4 clips compiled for you guys. We have Doug Ford saying for homeless people to just simply get a job. And then we have another MP who's opposed to that idea, saying that even people with jobs, minimum wage jobs, are not able to afford housing in Ontario. Then we have an empathetic girl who's saying that people just look down on the homeless and you should just go ahead and help. Don't worry about what they're going to use the money to do. And then on the opposing side, we have a guy who thinks that helping the homeless is not really fixing the root of the problem. So I want to hear from you guys down in the comments below. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Like, what are your thoughts about this situation here in Canada? Let's dive right in without further ado.
You need to start working if you're healthy. Bottom line, if you're unhealthy, I'll take care of you the rest of my life. Your life will take care of you. But if you're healthy, get off your ASS and start working like everyone else is. Very simple.
Yeah, very simple. I understand, Mr. Ford. However, from what I've heard, finding a job in Canada nowadays is no easy task whatsoever. Especially with AI, the mass migration that we have going on, it's really not as easy as just the way he's making it sound. And the fact that he would even say this, in my opinion, I don't know, but it just makes it look like he's disconnected from the realities of the people that he is governing. We'll dive into the opposing MP.
Raise your hand if you could find somewhere to live in your riding for $390 a month.
Not gonna happen.
That's for people on Ontario Works. Raise your hand if you think somebody with a disability can find somewhere to live on $599 a month in your riding. We also know that full...
Right, I love that she mentioned the numbers actually, because if you listen to Mr. Ford earlier, he said that if you're actually disabled, then he'll take care of you for the rest of your life. But actually what he's talking about is Ontario Works and disability, right? And if you look at those numbers there, like that is not enough to rent a place for a family. Maybe you can rent a room at best here in Ontario.
Working full-time. So I have heard the Premier say get a job. We have people who are working full-time minimum wage jobs, and there is 0 places in this province, stats show, that you can find a place to live within 30% of your income. AMO predicts that in Ontario, if we do not act now, there will be 300,000 people homeless by 2035. So in the next 10 years, imagine 300,000 people. How many of our ridings would be completely devastated by that reality?
Wow. And I think we're already going there, right? Especially when we're having people coming in from other parts of the world, of course, looking for a better life, right? Everybody, that's what human beings do. We migrate to greener pastures, right? But a lot of times these people, they're coming with no way to support themselves into a very harsh environment, very competitive environment, such as Canada. And they find that it's not actually as easy as they were thinking it would be. And then now they're adding to that homelessness population. So I can see where this 300,000 by the year 2035 projection could possibly be a reality. Let's talk about it down in the comments below. We're going to dive into the clip about the empathetic girl without further ado.
Like, I need you to really sit with the fact that you see someone passed out in the snow on the sidewalk and your first response is anger instead of empathy. And then the I don't give money to homeless people because they might spend it on drugs argument. Like, listen, when I give money to a homeless person, I'm doing it because I think it's the right thing to do, not because I want to become their personal financial advisor. I've done my part by giving them money. What they do with it is out of my control. I'm going to be so for real. I think some of y'all just can't fathom helping someone without trying to force change onto them. And I really think y'all should just sit with that. I don't understand why it's so hard to accept that sometimes people just need kindness, no strings attached. Helping someone shouldn't come with conditions. Either you care or you don't. It's genuinely that simple.
Yeah, I understand where the sister is coming from. Trust me, I really do. But she comes off to me like she's given to the homeless to kind of make herself feel better. And like, I've done my own part and that's it, that's all. But does that really solve the root of the problem though? Or is she just giving them that instant relief, like that heat right in that moment? So while it's important to help out our like homeless, of course, I'm not opposed to that, but we still need to be talking about the issue with a loud megaphone so that like people can actually hear and understand that there is a real issue that is leading to this crisis, this homelessness crisis. And if it's not addressed at the root of the matter, then it's only going to keep on getting worse. We'll dive into the clip from the opposing side and see what the guy has to say. And then at the end, I want to hear from you guys down in the comments below. Let's chop it up as usual. I read all of your comments. I appreciate them. So thank you guys so much for rocking with me. Be sure to hit that like button as well. Subscribe to the channel if you're not. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. I thank you guys so much. So far, we're growing and it's looking really good. Thank you guys so much.
Like, yes, let's take a bunch of addicts who suffer from personality disorders, who have the emotional intelligence of a 6-year-old, who have the social skills of a 12-year-old, and give them free unsupervised housing and see what happens. You know what ends up happening? The housing gets destroyed and the neighborhood goes to doo-doo. Because as it turns out, when you put a 12-year-old behind the wheel of a motor vehicle, that 12-year-old crashes the motor vehicle because they do not have the necessary skills to operate said vehicle. There is a reason why addicts end up on the streets, and it's because they don't have the necessary skills to be self-reliant and self-sufficient in normal everyday society. Housing is a part of that. Giving these people supportive housing where it's clean and dry and sober would actually be a way to help them learn these skills and get them back into the world. People like this who think the answer is unconditional housing are people who don't live in the real world.
Right. So what do you guys have to say about this? Like, do you agree with this brother here? I mean, he's making some good points, right? Like, because a lot of these people that are homeless and have addiction problems, like just simply giving them housing without actually rehabilitating them to actually be able to join the general populace could be detrimental to a society, right? Like, do you want your neighbor to be like someone that could potentially like not even be responsible enough to take care of their homes, right? Then now you end up with like long lawns and like all sorts of issues, right? Like noise complaints, potentially like drug dealings and what have you. And I'm not trying to be like stereotypical here. I'm not trying to place any stereotypes on anyone, but I really agree with him there. I think before they start bringing homeless people into like the neighborhoods, I think they should be rehabilitated first, especially if there is some substance abuse issues there as well. These are my own 2 cents. I want to hear from you guys down in the comments below. Do you agree? Do you disagree? What do you have to say about these clips that I've shared here today? I really appreciate hearing your thoughts down in the comments below. Be sure to smash that like, smash that subscribe, and until next time, peace.